So Maulana Rum mentions that one of his followers and students and disciples had a state of contraction. He was very upset. He couldn't understand what is happening to me. So he ran to his Sheikh, Kharqan, to place his problem in front of his Sheikh and to get some guidance. When he arrived there, he went to the Sheikh's house. And he found that his Sheikh was not there. Imam Abul Hasan al-Kharqani, he was not there. He was not at his home, at his residence. Then he knocked the door. His wife asked, "Who are you and where you have come from?" The wife of Hazrat Imam Abul Hasan al-Kharqani, the Imam of Awliya and Sultan of Arifin, the great leader of the saints. His wife was a short-tempered lady. He was a bit hot. She used to exchange hot words. She used to sometimes to shout at him. She was an angry lady. She asked, "Who are you? Where have you come from?" He said, "I am one of humble servants and disciples and students of Sheikh. I have come from very far to see him. I am in a trouble. I want to seek his guidance and spiritual help." She replied, "You couldn't find any other better person than him?" He is the one you have come so far for him? You know him better or I know him better? I am his wife. So she gave a full speech on Sheikh Abul Hasan al-Kharqani. She gave a full speech as a wife. She delivered a full lecture on him. You know better about your Sheikh or I know better? I live with him, I have spent my whole life with him. Go and seek somebody else who is better than him. You can't get anything from him. So he had come there with unrestness, with frustration, with a problem of contraction, and now another contraction was added to him. And he was continuously thinking, what happened to my Sheikh? His wife is saying these kind of things about him. She is not happy with him. And she is saying some wrong things about him. And she is so angry on him. He started crying. Then he met somebody in the street. He said, "Why are you crying?" He just told him that he wanted to see his Sheikh, Hazrat Imam Abul Hasan al-Kharqani. He said he must be in the jungle, in the forest, collecting some woods. Go and try to see him, find him in the forest. He went to the forest. This is the story of treatment of nafs is required and needed for everyone. On this subject, Maulana Rumi has quoted this story. And then we will straight away come to the story of Ruh, spirit and soul. Just finalizing this matter that the treatment for soul is required for everybody. So he went to the forest and he was shocked to see that his Sheikh was coming and riding on the back of the lion. So he saw him, he was riding on the back of a lion and holding a very big snake in his hands, a poisonous snake in his hand, and coming with the wood which he has selected, chosen, collected from the forest. This was the third time he again started crying. Now he was considering, look at the spiritual condition and station of my Sheikh and look at his position in his house. The spiritual station of my Sheikh, that the lions and snakes are his slaves. The lions and snakes are his slaves. And look at the position of his wife. Wife is not his slave. And definitely wives are not. They are equal partners. So she exercised her equality. She was exercising her equality. So when Sheikh Abul Hasan Kharqani saw him screaming, crying, out of control, he understood the whole story. He called him. He said, "Did you visit my house?" He said, "Yes." "Did you hear something from my wife?" He said, "Yes, I heard." Sheikh Abul Hasan Kharqani said, "Almighty Allah has made her the treatment of my nafs. She is my doctor. She is with me for the treatment of my nafs. This is what Almighty Allah has decreed. Because I am always in the position of promotion, spiritual promotion from stage to stage. And I am always in the position of expansion, bast. And I am always in a continuous position of promotions. So Almighty Allah wants to protect me from pride. He wants to protect my soul from pride. When I watch and appreciate my promotions, He wants to protect me from the pride, because pride enters into the heart through soul when you appreciate your spiritual promotions. So whenever there is any possibility of this loss and damage, she cures me with her words. When she shouts at me, when she is angry, she says wrong words about me. So this is the spiritual treatment of my nafs. I at that time say to my nafs, "Oh soul of Abul Hasan Kharqani, you are what she is saying. This is your position, this is your reality." So Almighty Allah has kept her for the cure and treatment of my nafs. And the treatment is given to every wali according to his own stature. Now we are opening the Mesnevija of Maulana Rumi. This consists of, I told you, 30,000 verses. And this is known to be the great compendium on tasawwuf, on the principles of tasawwuf and ma'rifah. Now the teaching and studying the Mesnevija of Maulana Rumi is ceased, no more existing in the world. There was a time when great scholars and ulama used to study Mesnevija of Maulana Rumi as a text of the classical text of Islamic sciences. And many other books of tasawwuf were included as the textbooks of the classical Islamic syllabi. Now Maulana Rumi starts his Mesnevi from the story of crying and complaint of the spirit. He says, "Bishnu azne chuhi kayat me kunad wasjudai ha shikayat me kunad kaznaista tamara beberidan aznafiram mardozan nalidan sinakham sharha az firaq ta begoyam shar है दर्द इश्तियाक. Maulana Rum says, listen to the reed. Bishnu azne, listen to the reed. How it tells a tale, how it tells a story. Chu hikayat mi kunat. Was judai ha shikayat mi kunat. It is complaining of separations. Hi, hi, hi. Judai ha, this is plural. He has not said that the reed is complaining of separation. No. Says that reed is complaining of separations. There are many separations which she is complaining about. Many separations took place when the spirit was transferred from heavens to this world. And the spirit was imprisoned in the prison of human body. One separation took place from its original homeland, and that was the world of spirits, Alamul Arwah, the world of Nur, where other spirits and the angels used to live, and where was a complete atmosphere of worship of Allah, an atmosphere of Allah's praise, and a spiritual atmosphere of Allah's lights which were showering whole day and night. Then separation from her companies, from spiritual companies, spiritual friendships. Then separation from the nearness of Almighty Allah, where he used to ask, Alastu bi Rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And these spirits used to reply, Kalu Bala, why not, O our Lord? These spirits used to speak to their Lord. So she is complaining of these separations, that she left her homeland, that was Alamul Malakut, and came to a strange land, that is Alam-e-Nasut. This vegetal, this materialistic world, temporal world. And then Maulana Rum says that reed says, ever since I was parted from the reed bed, since he is giving an example of the ruh in the beginning, like a reed is the ruh. And the tree, she says, since I was cut from my tree, from my reed bed, my lament, my crying, my screaming has caused the man and the woman to moan. My lamenting, my screaming, my crying has made them unrest, has put them into trouble, because they hear me crying and they hear me screaming, but they don't understand why I am crying. They don't understand the cause. They don't appreciate the reason behind my screaming, my complaint. They get upset. And then Maulana Rum says, again in the words of the reed, I want a bosom torn by spherence. I want a heart which is already torn into pieces because of love. I need a heart which is torn into pieces with the knife of love.